Hey, this is such a delay. Uh, hey, I'm making lore for my D&D world. If you have any ideas, you can recommend them, I guess. Oh, certainly I'm making Alright, I'm back. So as I was saying before, I'm making setting the plot points right now for the I'm building up a campaign where it's all a ton of reincarnated characters. So going on there. Now I'm making a sword that uh, keeps the memories of its past users to help its current user be stronger and do more. Yeah. So I'm using fantasy name generators to find a cool sword name that would work. If you have any ideas, you can feel free to say them. Hmm. I don't know. There was one before. It was like incarnated something. So maybe reincarnated, or maybe I'll just do something memory from memory something. Who knows? I sure. Hmm. Ooh, these ones are cool. So I think I'll just take some cool stuff from here and add memories of the past. That is pretty cool if I do say so myself. Hmm. Free brain? No, that's lame. Ooh, ooh, I could just add some something from here. Like primitive wither is pretty cool. Yeah. So a thousand years ago, primitive wither. Uh, Memories of the past was created and given a legacy. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Here we go. Who knows? If this doesn't work out, maybe I'll just go make some homebrew items or something like that. Hmm. Well, currently, I have a Leonin spear, a Leonin artificer, and a dwarf that wields a hammer. They're all part of the reincarnation cycle, and it's based off of Zelda. Zelda. Zelda has a really cool story and history to it. They also have the title of Quick Gun, or the Quick Gun, I guess, uh, which is kind of like Joy Boy in One Piece, where it's not one person, and it's not a reincarnation, but more so a legacy of characters that hold the title, and uh, yeah, that can create legends that way. But I have other stuff too. Jeremy, who is essentially Jesus in this world, uh, Wizard Doom, that I have a really cool campaign idea for. In case you can't tell, I like planning a lot of campaigns. They're cool. I really like uh, the line is Cube Uprising, which is kind of just what it says on the box. Yeah, Izek, the Wyvern King, who almost kills the Hive Mind, which would have ended it a lot sooner. However, he doesn't. And the battle ends at a stalemate. So it goes on longer. Then heroes are summoned, and that's just a good old isekai story until they kill the Gelatinous Q Hive Mind. And the Darnate Kingdom, which is a large, uh, yeah, a large, essentially continent. It is a continent in this world. So yeah, you kill the heroes, kill the Gelatinous Cube, and they wait a year, and they go back to their home. That one's just nice. I shouldn't need to explain that one. It's just nice. The Quick Gun, that started like 20,000 years after Knife. Uh, Eo was born. Eo, if you don't know, is I think he's the king of all dragons, as opposed to Bahamut, Tiamat, and Sardior, who are gods of one specific type, being uh, metallic, chromatic, and gem, respectively. And then this like was killed by High Grade, and that's kind of the big old plan I had for High Grade. That's what they were built to do. They were made just to kill. But anyways, a lot of open spots for anything to be written down. The Adobe Text Archive was destroyed, which is basically a reference to, or a calling back to the Library of Alexandria that was destroyed, and we lost like I think a good lot of history during that. Next was Nukos, the gladiator giant, and Io, the great dragon god fight, and ends in a tie, a stalemate, whatever you want to call it. And Io succumbs to his wounds and dies less than 100 years after that. Uh, but yeah, and Io, not much to say. But after Io dies, the Great Dragon Wars start, which are the conflicts between the three lesser dragon gods, Tiamat, Bahamut, and Sardior. As I've explained before, they have their domains. Vendetta creates Vendetta Embers, which is a cool mechanic I'm putting into my games. It's just kind of yeah, that Ashes of War from the Dark Souls series. And I have Torin, which splits into four because that's just this world. I have just a big old continent splitting into four different pieces. Right here, north, east, south, and west Torin. And since we're here, I guess I could also show off Planet Kurd, which is a very religious continent of the Dardic Kingdom, which was mentioned before. It was the kingdom that grew in the yeah that the gelatinous cube uprising. Foglex, Foglex is kind of nothing. It's just kind of your normal fantasy continent. There's Astronaut, which is an ice continent, so everything above this line here that is not super noticeable is ice. And then everything else is normal land. Snowy land, albeit, but normal land that people live on. Uh, and then there's the Torrens, which you know, it is what it is. And then they die. In a couple years, the dragon gods die, and a couple of years go by, and the war ends. Then, massive island emerges between the Torrens and Asphodot, which was this one right here, with a big old skeleton on it. I don't know what the skeleton is supposed to be of, other than a serpent. I was very limited with my tools of making this map, but it was great. It was fun, kind of. Uh, we have this. There's a giant skeleton on it, which I think is the next thing. Yep, massive skeleton discovered on Rockenbook Island. Rockenbook was a long lost continent, or I guess a fairy tale continent, that was said kind of like Atlantis. How it was very maybe not advanced, maybe advanced for its time, but it was an island and it sank undersea, and now there's legends of it being undersea, but obviously fairy tales until I reveal that they aren't. Um, yeah, and then a lot more in the Twilight Veil, which was created by Monkey DM. Same thing with the next, not the next thing, but the next big thing right here, the Spellrot Plague, also created by Monkey DM. Twilight Veil just makes everything Twilight, you know. Uh, the Spellrot Plague kills mages, which is pretty bad, if I do say so myself. Uh, but you know, in between the Twilight Veil and Spellrot, the Torrent War started, which is but it is a war between four Torrents. Uh, the first hostile creatures were tamed for combat, i.e., things like dire wolves, uh, maybe like some difference for some flying, new dragons, lesser dragons, dragons. There was like a 3 year period where Spellrot and Twilight Veil both went on at the same time, and it was bad, like real bad. Uh, and there's the Broth, which is a reference to the Crick from NADPOD, if you've seen that. Uh, but as opposed to it being a creek, it's a reef. Very creative. Uh, but that was then unified and created. Startup like it was there for a good while. And places started floating. That was kind of oddest part about it. But it is what it is. And that was what went on. And apparently, I wrote 33 years ago, mankind discovered interplanetary teleportation. Uh, yeah, which means within the scope of the world, teleportation within the world. Probably just not super advanced enough to be good and go anywhere or bring lots of things with it. Maybe just like one person can go through at a time. Uh, yeah, but that's currently all I have in my. If you have any ideas for what to do, you can always feel free to say them. I will take it into consideration. But I guess I should start working on it myself, not ask other people to do my work for me. Yeah, let's see, what else could I do? Try and think of some ideas. Fancy game generators. Let's see, what could I make? Hmm, I could do some, maybe an assassin build. Might be kind of cool, but who knows? Maybe I do some other thing. Say, for instance, I don't know, there's not a ton going on here that really pulled me in. Maybe I don't know. Hmm, space, it can work. That doesn't, it's not necessarily in line with what I want. Hmm. Could, I could, I could, more things. Maybe, maybe not a ton going on. Hmm. Maybe a meteor falls to the world. I That would probably be a pretty big occasion if it's a big enough meteor. I don't care about the correct naming conventions of a meteor. I get that it's a meteoroid, but that's fine, and I don't want to do it. Hmm. The quivering ribbon, evanescent asteroid belt. Hmm. I don't think. Yeah. Hmm. Effervescent meteorite. No, that's kind of lame. the heavenly, heavenly fortune might be cool. I think that, yeah, that might just be current couple years, maybe a couple thousand years, I suppose. Gonna add every single time it happens into this. I'll just have it at the later time. I don't remember what it was. What was it? Heavenly Fortune? Meteor? Alright. Your lives around. Your idea. I don't have a posture piece. Never also got capitalized it. At the latest point. I guess that might work. Hmm. I suppose. And then just specify comes around every, I don't know, 4,500 years. Yeah, that works. Hmm. I, I don't. Fortune. Well, it's gonna be orange one too. And I guess A time, which is lame. Um, uh, isn't necessarily going too well, I suppose. Uh, does take a while for me to create lore. Because I'm not a very creative person, I suppose. I guess I don't want to say that. I'm not the most creative. It takes a while for me to be creative. Uh, I don't know. I need to finish off, make this grammatically correct. I guess not grammatically correct, phonetically correct. Everyone else has left.